recorded. This is a prepaid debit call from
Amir.
an inmate at the Michigan Department of Corrections, Muskegon Correctional Facility.
My name is Amir Shahideh, and I've been incarcerated in the Michigan Department of Corrections for almost 20 years, serving a sentence of life without parole. This letter is in support of Senate Bill 649 that would enact good time for incarcerated individuals. The positive impact it would have on prisoners, especially those serving a significant amount of time, would advance the goal of rehabilitation exponentially. While my sentence would make me ineligible to receive good time, my first-hand knowledge of the realities of prison and those who reside within its walls make me the perfect person to paint a complete picture of the situation in hopes that you will support the bill that would benefit others. I entered prison at only 24. Raised in an upper-middle-class area of Oakland County, my new environment came as a shock to me. My only option was to observe, learn, and adapt to my surroundings. Over the last 17 years, I've witnessed both the pitfalls and positive elements of prison, the former being in far greater abundance. Despite the central notion that prisons should be reformative, neither the environment nor the organizational structure of corrections is rehabilitative. For years, the use of programming has been touted as the department's success in rehabilitating. That is far from true. The reality is that due to a lack of resources, inmates are usually not allowed to participate in programming until they're within 2 years of their earliest release date. This means that an individual serving a term of 20 years is left to his own devices for 18 years. Then once he's within that 2-year mark, he'll take a class that meets for 2 to 3 hours a day, for 3 to 6 months, and it's expected that a lifetime of influences from being surrounded by the criminal element inside prison on a daily basis will suddenly be erased. Education has always been of great importance in rehabilitation. The MDOC boasts the establishments of vocational villages at facilities such as the Richard A. Hamblin Correctional Facility and the ongoing collaboration with institutions such as Calvin College and Hope College. This is a sign of progress, given that such opportunities did not exist in the past. But in the grand scheme of things, less than 2% of the entire prison population is involved in these limited programs. I had to resort to enrolling in correspondence courses with Ohio University, where I earned an associate's in sociology. I'm about to complete my bachelor's in behavioral science, and I'll be pursuing my master's in psychology. But it was only with the financial blessing from my family that I was able to afford it. Most inmates cannot. So if not for rehabilitation, why do we bother incarcerating individuals in a hellish environment for an extended period of time, knowing that they're going to be released back into society one day, worse off than when they entered? Retribution? Incapacitation? In all my years, I've seen a constant decline in the prison system. Drugs are at an all-time high, with more overdoses occurring in the last 2 years than in the first 15 of my sentence. Gang numbers are ever growing as the younger generation of inmates enter the system with no direction and are swiftly recruited by existing members. And amidst the pandemic, the situation inside prison has worsened as COVID protocols have shut down or limited programs and activities. Disconnected from the world, the idleness and boredom of incarceration leaves inmates with a void that they seek to fill. The question is, what incentive is there for an inmate to be motivated to take it upon himself to become a better person? The answer is hope. Hope that one day we will be free. Prisons work. Prisons work when they're based on a system of both punishment and rewards. While there's no shortage of punishments, rewards are virtually non-existent. What better way to motivate offenders to forego deviant behavior than a chance at freedom? As it stands, receiving a major misconduct in prison does not faze an individual. From the confines of their cell, they can sleep, snack, watch TV, work out, listen to music, or write letters. But if rule-abiding behavior opened the door to sentence reduction, then more individuals would conform to socially acceptable norms and values. Their daily life would become an exercise of self-control and deterrence from deviant behaviors thanks to operant conditioning. I agree that the criminal conduct of an offender deserves a punishment commensurate to the seriousness of the offender's transgressions. Yet I also understand that the mental consequences of knowing one will not see the outside of prison for a long time and that they will remain isolated from society in a steel and concrete enclosure can be significant. The sentence often imposes its own unique form of psychological torture on offenders, leaving them with feelings of hopelessness. John Stuart Mill wrote, "What comparison can there really be in point of severity between consigning a man to the short pang of rapid death and immuring him in a living tomb, there to linger out what may be a long life in the hardest and most monotonous toil without any of its alleviations or rewards? debarred from all pleasant sights and sounds, and cut off from all earthly hope, except a slight mitigation of bodily restraint or small improvement of diet. The rule of law is an established extension of socially accepted norms and values. There's been a shift in our societal values. It's been pushing for criminal justice reform on all levels, and it's about time the law reflects those changing values. I urge you to push for a vote on Senate Bill 649 and to support it so that we can work on rehabilitating offenders, reduce recidivism rates, and free up state resources and tax dollars to be diverted to education and infrastructure. My name is Amir Shahideh, inmate number 589509. I'm residing in the Muskegon Correctional Facility at 2400 South Sheridan Drive, Muskegon, Michigan, 49442. I can also be reached via email at www.jpay.com. Thank you for your time and consideration.